Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, we are back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links action, and we got a little bit more support for Synchrons and Junk Synchron in particular, with some of the latest events and the new box. Now, what did we get? Well, quite simply, we got this guy, Rush Warrior. We got Righty Driver and Lefty Driver. And we also got Scrap Fist. Now, what makes these cards good? And why are we using them in a deck at all? Right? Synchrons aren't good. They're not good. I wish that they were, because they're super fun and super dope, but they're just not. Why are we using them then? Well, Rush Warrior is pretty awesome because what it does is during damage calculation, which is activated the very last thing, which means a lot of things can't chain to this card, right? For example, Invoker doesn't activate during the damage calculation. It just says during either player's turn, you can send it to the card as a quick, or send it to the graveyard as a quick effect, right? This is during damage calculation, which means that this one cannot chain to Rush Warrior's effect. Now, Rush Warrior, what it does is send it to the grave. If a Warrior Synchron monster you control battles an opponent's monster, it increases the attack twofold, right? It doubles the attack. Straight up. So, pretty freaking good, right? It makes a 2300 beater into a 4600, which gets over almost everything, right? So, that's why it's super good. Now, you can also banish this card from your graveyard to target a Synchron monster in your graveyard to add it to your hand, right? I only have one Junk Synchron, but realistically, you don't need more than one, right? Running 3 would be helpful, but you probably don't need it. Also, having something like Quillbolt Hedgehog probably could help, but I really wanted to focus on the new support and how to use them, right? So, just running the one Junk Synchron, not running any Quillbolt Hedgehog or anything like that, right? Now, this is also a pretty cheap deck, right? You only need to purchase 2 of these structure decks. If you got Scrap Fist from the event, then you got it there. You get Stardust Dragon. You can get from, I forget what box, but you could get it from the Dream Ticket if you so chose, right? You don't even need to run this. You could run anything else. Really, the only thing that you need to run is Junk Warrior. I'm running Gravity Warrior so that we have a level 6. Warrior Synchron, or Warrior Synchro Summon, as well as some of these other ones are also Warrior Synchrons, or Synchro Warriors. Just utilizing some of these new tuners, some of these other tuners, right? Now, Righty Driver is a level 1 tuner, right? But it's overall not that good. But it does allow you, when normal summoned, to special summon Lefty Driver. And Lefty Driver, when special summoned, will increase its level to 3. So, not that bad. Pretty good, not great, right? So you got Righty Driver and you got Lefty Driver, right? So this one summons this one, and then this one you can banish it from the graveyard to grab up the Righty Driver. Then we have Junk Servant. If you control a Junk monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. And Junk Forward, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. To get us more ability to basically use our normal summon on our tuners. All of our tuners do require a normal summon, which is kind of a big deal. It's pretty hard to actually use, right? But you have Junk Servant on there for Righty Driver so that you can activate Righty Driver and then grab up the Junk Warrior for a level 5 there. Or you can activate righty driver with your junk forward and your lefty driver to give you a level 7 to grab up either junk berserker or junk archer or something along those lines, right? And then we also have junk anchor for similar reasons, right? Junk anchor and a junk servant is why we have the level 6. Or you can have junk anchor and junk forward to get you your level 5. Or, you know, you can use, you know, righty driver and lefty driver, and then also, you know, maybe next turn you're able to normal summon your junk anchor onto the field, and then, well, I don't know. There's not a lot of options, but it's just another way to get out more synchro summons, and it is from the structured deck, Synchro Connections. So there you go. Now, with that being said, what is so special about Scrap Fist? Well, you target a junk warrior you control. If it battles an opponent's monster this turn, it applies all of these effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. If it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Double any battle damage your opponent takes. It cannot be destroyed by battle, and destroy the opponent's monster that battled it at the end of the damage step. Right? So, overall, is this deck pretty good? No, it's real bad. But it is really fun to catch people off guard with Scrap Fist and absolutely demolish them by attacking into a defense position monster, boosting up with a Rush Warrior, and then doing like 9,000 damage. Right? So, overall, it's pretty fun. Junk Synchron can also special summon a level 2 or lower monster. So we normally use something like Rush Warrior or Lefty Driver. Right? Now, be careful with Lefty Driver. Do not banish it to grab up Righty Driver if you want to use Junk Synchron. I've made that mistake a couple of times, and it did cost me several duels. But overall, this is the deck. You could trade this out for basically any level 8 tuner that you so chose, right? It'd probably honestly be better to go with like Stardust Spark Dragon instead of Stardust Dragon. And then any level 6 as well, right? Any level 6 tuner you could probably go with that you could easily get out, right? So, I don't know, like Archfiend's Call is probably a better option, or Psyhemoth, or, you know, anything like that. But the reason I was playing more so with Gravity Warrior is because it is something that you can get from the structure deck, as well as it is a little bit more like Yusei Fudo. Now, we are using Yusei within this because of the skill Tuning. Tuning, what does it do? Well, if you take 1,500 points of damage, or if your life points decrease by 1,500, instead of conducting your normal draw a Synchron tuner monster of your choice. Well, we're only running one, and that is Junk Synchron. And we really only need the one because we also have Rush Warrior that can recycle it and bring it back to us, right? And normally, once you're able to get out a Junk Warrior and actually get to the battle phase, you can basically win just by using your Scrap Fist there. So, let's hop into some replays. I only got 2 for you today because this deck, as I've said, Synchrons aren't good. But it is still fun to beat people using Scrap Fist. So here we go. Alright, in our first duel, we are up against Yami Bakura, which I want to say is Dark Lords, but I don't know. And he's got a dope mat. So here we go. We open up with an okay hand. We activate our Junk Forward, then we activate our Righty Driver to grab up Junk Berserker, and then we activate our Junk... Oh, wait, we don't activate Junk Servant. Different duel. But here we go. We activate Lefty Driver to grab up our Righty Driver. Then we grab up our Junk Servant. Then we Synchro Summon for Stardust Dragon. The reason we do this is because you can tribute it to negate an activation of a destruction effect. We get floodgated, real sad, but we swing in and it's crawlers, which was interesting. So here we go. Memory of an adversary. Very interesting. We activate Treacherous Trap Hole. He has a Sangin, Kiteroid in the hand. He yoinks up the Junk Servant back onto his side of the field using the effect of... I forget what it was. This is a very slow duel. We grab up ourselves the Gravity Warrior by flipping up the Junk Anchor to special summon our Junk Servant onto the field. Gravity Warrior activate, he floodgates us again. Real sad. He swings in, we let it happen. We do have a Wall of Disruption, but I didn't want to use it because I actually did want my Gravity Warrior to be destroyed. Then we grab up Scrap Fist. We Synchro Summon for Junk Warrior. Appear, Junk Warrior. I'll give you the cutscene. Yeah. Junk Warrior. Here we go. Junk Warrior. Activate Scrap Fist. Swing into the defense position. 3,400 to the face. Through the monster using Scrap Fist. So there you go. That was a very weird duel. Because neither of us really had many plays. But we did happen to get floodgated twice. And it wasn't like he had bad back row or anything like that. He had a Kiteroid in his hand. And Scrap Fist says, can't activate it. Nothing. And we were able to kill him because of that. Granted, he wouldn't have even been able to activate it because it wasn't a direct attack. Anyway, let's hop into the next duel. Alright, here we are up against Zane Truesdale. Now, Zane is most likely using Cyber Dragons. Right? So here we go. We're just going to set ourselves the lefty driver and set ourselves a Treacherous Trap Hole. He activates his Cyber Dragon and Cyber Dragon Veer, and then he does the same play. The same play. Swings in for 1,600, activating our tuning. Tuning, grab up Junk Synchron. Junk Synchron, we actually send a Rush Warrior, which means we can actually activate our lefty driver in the grave to grab up righty driver, just in case. Then we activate Junk Forward. Then we activate Junk Synchron and grab up ourselves the the Junk Warrior. And now we don't have lethal with our Scrap Fist, so instead I'm going to set the Scrap Fist down because it does prevent destruction in case he does have something like a Floodgate or something like that. Well, he would have already activated Floodgate. But then we activate our Rush Warrior to grab up Junk Synchron again. He activates an enemy controller to put our guy into defense position. Then he grabs up Cyber Dragon Core, grabbing up his Cyber Load Fusion, and then he doesn't activate it, and I don't know why. He can shuffle the material back into the deck from cards on the field or that are banished, right? And he chooses not to activate it, thinking that it'd probably be better to be used once I've destroyed this Junk Warrior, right? It is a quick effect, but he still didn't use it, which was interesting, right? I activate Scrap Fist, preventing the destruction for this turn, right? Then, with Rush Warrior, we activate it to boost up to 4,600, swing into the 400 core that was reduced because we took out the Cyber Dragon Veer. It was now only 400, meaning that we did 4,200 damage in one swing, right? Nothing he could do. The Cyber Load Fusion was still in his hand. We knew everything there. There you go. Scrap Fist takes it because I wasn't able to be destroyed. That entire turn, had he swung in, had he kept swinging in, wouldn't have been able to be destroyed. However, I do think that it would have been a better idea to at least go for the Fusion Summon there. I don't know if he could have after Veer activated or swung in, but he could have. I think he could have chained the Cyberload Fusion there. Anyway, let's hop back into the deck and I'll tell you what I think about it. Now, first things first, I really, really, really like Synchrons. And I really like Junk Synchron, and Quibbled Hedgehog and stuff like that. And the thing is, I have those cards in real life, and I have a Synchron deck in real life that I really enjoy. With that being said, though, the problem with it here is that, and the problem just in general, is that they don't have enough protection. So, a lot of times you'll get flipped face down, or you'll get destroyed, and you don't have any way to stop that, right? The tech cards that I chose to use were Cosmic Cyclone and Treacherous Trap Hole. Treacherous Trap Hole is just so unbelievably insane because it can just stop people in their tracks. And Cosmic Cyclone prevents back row from really dealing a huge blow to us. With that in mind, this deck is not really good to get to King of Games with. But with that being said, you could absolutely, if you're in Platinum or anything like that, you could absolutely get to Legend with this deck. And you would have a lot of fun doing it. You would probably lose a lot, but you got to keep that in mind. But the games that you do win, if you have if you happen to draw your Treacherous, or you happen to have your Cosmic Cyclone to prevent, a back row play, or if you have, the actual play with your Scrap Fist and your Drunk Synchron or something like that, it does end up being really fun, right? So overall, I really enjoy this deck. In the future, we will probably revisit it once I have more cards and we get more Synchron support. But at the moment, this is what it is. This is the best way that I can make it, and I really enjoy it. I really wish that they improved tuning so that it was just 1,000 instead of 1,500. I really don't think Synchrons with this skill would be overpowered if it was 1,000. Or even if it was just during your draw phase, you can draw a Synchron just straight up once per duel. I think that would be cool, but ultimately it's whatever. Have fun with this deck. I hope that you guys do indeed enjoy. Chill. If you did indeed enjoy, a like is very much so appreciated. And if you want to see more content like this, just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.